What's up, YouTube and PTG fans? We are here with week 3 of Draft League action here. This week we are taking on Anders and the SK Firewolves. And, yeah, we're just doing a real quick team building right before we battle. We're literally just about to have the matchup, so it's going to be fun. So, quickly want to go over the team. He has the Mega Blastoise, Kartana, Gengar, Dracozolt, Mamoswine, Torkoal, Slurpuff, Meloetta, Simisear, and the Pangoro, and Emolga. I forgot about Emolga. Emolga helped me win $150, so I can't forget about Emolga. The Mega Blastoise can use Shell Smash, which is very interesting. Not super surprised that it was allowed. I mean, it's draft after all, so like you should be able to prepare for stuff like this, but it's still incredibly threatening. So we have a lot of things to try to kill Blastoise before it can do that. Hopefully we'll be able to do that for sure. After it sets up, that'd be great. Kartana is always a threat, but you know, we have switch-ins to it. Gengar's, not worried about it too much. Dracozolt can be a pain. If it's lands, it's hit. Mamoswine, everyone knows Mamoswine is horrible. You just don't have switch-ins. It's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. Torkoal probably will come. Sun's kind of annoying for my team, but we can utilize it for the solar power our Houndoom, which is great. Simisear isn't Unmon, so I don't see it coming. Pangoro is pretty good, so I could maybe see that showing up. That could be annoying to deal with because it hits our team really hard. And Meloetta could be fun. We'll see. But yeah, going over what we have real quick. We have Hellhound the Mega Houndoom. Max special attack, 216 speed to nature, and 40 into HP. We use this exact same EV spread for the next Pokemon as well, because it outspeeds their whole team, which is really, really great. Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, and Destiny Bond. Dual Stab smacks his team really hard. Like, really, really hard. Then we have the Sludge Bomb because it hits the Slurpuff a little bit harder. And if we can potentially get a poison on something that comes in on a switch-in, that would be even better. I think it's funny we're facing off against the guy who gave us the Scrafty for the Slurpuff. Now he has the Slurpuff. It's very annoying. Next up, and Destiny Bond is kind of like a unfortunate but like fail-safe-ish way to get around Blastoise. Basically, like, if it comes in on me, I'm gonna click Destiny Bond, like, right away. If this doesn't work, then I probably just lose outright. I'm gonna click Destiny Bond, because, like, there's no way that he doesn't just try to kill me, right? Like, in my opinion. And I put him in a rough spot. And then so he'll outspeed me either Destiny Bond and he kills me right away that turn and he dies, or I Destiny Bond, he Shell Smashes and then he's faster than me, so he is basically forced to do something that's not going to kill me, so I get off bigger damage, especially if he Shell Smashes again and he gets to -2 defenses. Then I get a really, really big Dark Pulse hit off on him. To the point where, like, if I have anything with priority, which I don't, but we're going to ignore that, I should be able to kill him, which is great. So, hopefully, the situation works out well. Low-key thinking of removing this for Sucker Punch. I'm going to do that because I don't think Sludge Bomb's necessary. I'm going to do that for Sucker Punch. Mostly because I want to be able to, if this plan works out, I want to be able to actually KO him afterwards, because I don't think Dark Pulse kills immediately, but with -2 defense, Sucker Punch should be able to finish the job. So that's good. Next up we have Lion-O, the Raikou, with Assault Vest, Pressure ability. Same EV spread as Houndoom, except we're not changing the nature. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Scald, and Aura Sphere. This thing smacks his team really bad. He doesn't really have a lot that want to come in on this. Dracozolt is probably his best switching, which it also doesn't want to get Scald burned, so that's a thing. And he could run Volt Absorb Dracozolt too, if he wants to kind of shut me down, but then he's losing all of the power that Dracozolt has, which is good for us, honestly. But this thing just hits a lot of his team incredibly hard. Scald is important because it also allows us to beat down the Mamoswine, which could be one of his main switch-ins to this. And burning the Mamoswine especially would be really huge. So we need to do that ASAP. And then Aura Sphere just for extra coverage. It hits things like Pangoro and Kartana for super effective. So next up we have Spiky Burb, Heavy Duty Boots, Static, Thunderbolt Roost, Defog U-Turn, max HP, 152 speed. The 152 speed I believe is for max speed Slurpuff? Yes, max speed Slurpuff. I believe that's the case. And then 104 defense with the bulk nature. This just a naturally bulky Zapdos. This is our main switch into Kartana, potentially get the static off on it to ruin its day and make it basically useless. But this thing's just gonna be there to hit Thunderbolts and U-turn out on Mamoswine coming in and keep us in the clear. That's pretty much the best we can do. Defog is important though, because aside from like Mamoswine and Torkoal being able to set rocks, they do have the Slurpuff for the webs. So I need to make sure that I have Defog available for the webs. Next up we have Layers, the Celery, Yachi Berry, Natural Cure, Leaf Storm, Recover, Psychic Dazzling Gleam. We have enough speed for base 80s and below, so that is the Mamoswine. And most of his team, the only things that would outspeed this are the Meloetta, Simisear, which is irrelevant, Emolga, which is relevant, Kartana, Gengar, and that's about it. But we have the Yachi Berry and a lot of HP investment so that we can tank a Icicle Crash from Mamoswine, which then allows us to KO it with a Leaf Storm if he's like a Choice Scarf variant. If he's not Choice Scarfed, then we just outspeed him and kill him with an Leaf Storm, and we can potentially live a Ice Shard depending on what range he fires it off at us at. So that's good too. Of course, Recover to keep ourselves healthy. Psychic for Stab, also KO the Gengar for whatever reason if it decides to switch in, but it also just gives us good coverage for things that aren't weak to, or things that resist grass. And then we have the Dazzling Gleam, which is there for Pangoro, because Pangoro is annoying, and I want to kill it ASAP. Next up we have Daye, the Primarina, fully physically defensive Primarina with Citrus Berry, Torrent ability, Moonblast, Scald, Flip Turn, and Life Dew. This thing's kind of like another sort of switch into Mamoswine. Not a great one, but if it's... We'll see immediately when this thing comes in if the Mamoswine is banded, or scarfed, or whatever. Or Life Orb, or whatever he wants to run. Basically, this will be our damage scouter for it, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And then from there, we will react accordingly. If he's not locked in, we live Icicle Crash into Earthquake for sure, all the time. And we have our Citrus Berry to pop and keep ourselves healthy. We can Scald and break him down and be done with it. Flip Turn is just for the momentum purposes that it brings, which will be very important. Life Dew to potentially, like if we're forcing something out, we can get a little bit of HP back, which is very important for this mon. And then Boomblast, just for other stab, allows us to break through the Drake Assault if it tries to switch in on us, which I don't think it will, but even still, allows us to do that. And it's just a good stab move to have. And last up, we have No Talk Mihengi, the Focus Sash Morpeko, Rapid Spin, Aura Wheel, Parting Shot, and Seed Bomb. Again, double hazard removal this week, because I feel like it's incredibly important for us. Because, frankly, I'm scared of webs. Webs could be a very big problem here. We need our speed, and being able to remove those is going to be very important. Plus, getting extra speed on Morpeko is always special. We have enough speed for base 90s, including the Meloetta, so that's cool. We'll be able to take care of that. Aura Wheel smacks everything because it's Aura Wheel and it's Morpeko. Morpeko is a god. Parting Shot to keep things weakened, and then we have Seed Bomb so that we can have super effective damage for the Mamoswine. With that being said, I'm going to let him know to send the challenge, and we're going to get right into the battle. See ya. Alright, PTG guys and YouTube people, we are here to take on Anders and the SK Firewolves. Let's go ahead and select our team and go into the battle. Alright, cool. So we have the Mega Blastoise, of course, Gengar Kartana, of course he brought those. Meloetta, no Mamoswine. No Mamoswine! Yo! That's pretty wild. Kind of over-prepped for that thing a little bit, so that's going to be annoying. We got the Dracozolt and the Slurpuff, of course, so we need to be careful about the webs. But that's not too big of a deal. But let's just go ahead and get this party rocking. As we do, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so out of what he brought, kind of want to lead with... Oh, gotta reconnect. Hold on. Internet issues, gotta reconnect. Come on, be cool. There we go, we're good. Just a thing that happens sometimes. Okay, so I think let's go ahead and lead with Lion-O. That really doesn't provide us any negatives, and we'll start the timer. He leads with the Dracozolt. Yeesh. That's about like the worst case scenario. The Celebi. Aerial Ace. Ooh, that sucks immediately. Okay, so let's see what he's rocking with there. Obviously timer is on, so we've got to be a little bit quicker. Aerial Ace, he is definitely Hustle. He's not Life Orb, obviously. 47%. Okay, he's probably just like... I don't think he's max attack. No, he'd probably like Jolly, actually. Yeah, Jolly Scarf or something. Let's recover this off. Yeah, as he goes into Meloetta here. I can go hard Morpeko. I see U-turns on me. Rude. Rude dude. Goes into Slurpuff. Alright, I'm gonna Aura Wheel to get some chip. Get some speed. He belly drums. That's unfortunate. Can we outspeed him, potentially? If not, we just lose. We do not outspeed him. Ooh, boy. Okay, I just lost to the... Oh, this is going to be embarrassing. I just lost to the mon I gave him. I just lost to a cupcake. I should have parting shotted. I should have parting shotted immediately. It wouldn't have done much for me, but I should have parting shot immediately, and I'm about to lose to this. Unless I get static para right here, which would suck, because then I also lose my best mon to deal with Cortana, but I have to do something. Please, static para. Thank you, no. Okay, cool, bye. Yeah, this isn't oof. I was so worried about webs, I completely forgot to deal with the problem set. Okay then. Well, I mean, he's just gonna claim all of these kills, and that's just pretty much the gist of what's happening here. There's really nothing I can do at this point, so I'm just gonna click buttons and let him kill me, and GG Sanders, you got 6-0'd. It sucks, but it is what it is. Not really much I could have done here to prevent this situation, basically. Yeah, I just got mollywopped. Alright, well, oopsies. That was, yeah, GG's. Wow. All that prep time, and I got 6-0'd by the mon I gave him. The irony is not missed by me. Damn, that is really unfortunate. Holy crap, there was nothing I could have done there. There was literally nothing I could have done there. Like, that's the part that's, like, got me bugging. There is nothing I could have done in that situation, based upon, like, how the match played out. There was nothing I had to deal with that. And frankly, like, looking at my team, I'll take a quick look at my draft. I had nothing on my entire team that can stop a Slurpuff once it gets going. Like, nothing at all. Nothing on my team can stop that. Depending on what his set is, depending on what his fourth move is, maybe Blacephalon would have been able to stop it, but yeah. GG to Anders. Yeah, you played that exactly perfect. No, there was nothing else I could do about it. Like, if I didn't get the static para, I was screwed at that point. So, if I got the static para, I could have, like, maybe broken through it with Houndoom, but that's pretty much about all I would have had going for me. So, yeah, he brought exactly the perfect set for me. So, kudos to him. He completely earned that 6-0. There was nothing I could do. He could literally have set up in front of about half of my team. So yeah, good for him. I can't even be upset. I cannot be upset about it. I mean, if I had gone into anything but more Pekka there on the Meloetta, maybe I could have prevented this from happening. But nah, he capitalized on it. Well played. I got smashed by a cupcake. This is one of my low points of my draft career. I must crawl into a deep pit of despair and reflect upon my actions and everything that's led me to this point. And then laugh about it afterwards, because honestly, this is just hilarious. Oh man. Alright, we'll move on to next week. We'll do better. It is what it is. when you're given randomized teams, you kind of just sometimes matchups just don't play out in your favor, and that is what it is. We'll bounce back, and next week we are taking on. Yes, we are taking on Leor and the PKS Noobs King. Great. Beat us last season, but we were a pretty close match if I remember correctly, so hopefully we'll be able to give him an even closer match and potentially snag a W, which would be really, really fucking snazzy. I apologize for the swear. I forget where I am sometimes. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and see you then. Peace.